Hey, what's up everyone, Gavinia here, and today I'll be starting my journey in the world of State of Decay 2. This game is a zombie survival game that takes place in an open world where there's lots of challenges and unique quests that the game will give you depending on what you do. Now I have played this game a bit before just to make sure that it was worth creating content on, so I will have a little bit of a head start in understanding the game, but still not enough to completely ruin the enjoyment of the game for you. Now I'll be setting difficulty pretty easy at the moment since it is the most enjoyable for early game. Though, later in the game, I do expect to push it up to at least Nightmare or Lethal. I'm going with Trumbull Valley as I think it's the most enjoyable for early game. Now given that I have already completed a legacy on my first save with Warlord, I'll be getting a couple guns whenever I get my first home base. These guns will be able to help tremendously when it comes to taking down a few of the plague hearts around the map before actually getting to higher tier guns that'll take it out more easily. At the moment I'm currently looking for Survivor for 5 skills, the 5th one being a special skill that is normally only able to be gotten by books from houses, crates, and even plague hearts. Now the 3 survivors that I was able to get have good 5th perks. I was able to get medicine, craftsmanship, and computers. These will help tremendously when it comes to future base upgrades and allowing me to create buildings that will help with endgame. Though, let's actually get into the gameplay now. The game is giving me a short cutscene which I'll be quiet for you to be able to listen to the dialogue that the characters have to say. Now given that I am playing on the Juggernaut edition of the game, I do get some commands that normally people do not have. Now I will be using these but not very often, only in times of pure desperation. We're going to be setting up our first home base, at Checkpoint Delta, which is a decent beginning base for my group right now. Now that I've claimed the home base, we're going to get the Warlord Legacy weapons, which we will use to destroy our first Plague Heart later. Now my current goals are to do some questing and resources so I can build some facilities that are going to be needed when we begin progressing. The Blood Plague is a more lethal version of the zombie infection. If you are bitten by a zombie that carries the Blood Plague, your character will get infected with the Blood Plague, like how my character is right now. To cure the Blood Plague, you need to have 5 Blood Plague samples, which will allow you to create cures for the Blood Plague. Here's a brief montage of what I was able to do while off camera. I was able to refill our first car, which will allow us to travel from place to place across the map. I decided to search a barn in hopes of finding fuel, but found our first weapon, which is a crossbow. After getting the crossbow, we were able to claim our first outpost, which is a food outpost, which will allow for my survivals to stay longer and healthy. Unfortunately though, we had to abandon our first car and trade it for a cargo van, as our first car was getting too damaged and was unable to continue with us. Now we're going to prepare for taking down the first plague heart. I grabbed one of the M4A1s that the Legacy Warlord game gave me that will allow me to take on the first plague heart. So as we're on our way towards the plague heart, I'm going to be using a tactic of getting on top of the van whenever the plague heart gets to a certain amount of health that it will call a massive horde of zombies in its general location. So I'm going to be taking this fight pretty slow to preserve my health. I'm taking out the surrounding zombies to allow me to destroy the plague heart without much worry of being attacked from behind and dying. I'm using my gun specifically for the bloater so I don't get gassed out. I'm going to be meleeing the remaining zombies around the area to save some ammo for the plague heart. So I went into the building with the plague heart and started blasting.
I started blasting. Bah! Bah!
With me taking out enough health of the blood heart, I decided to get on top of the truck because I know that the audio cue for whenever it's about to start sending in enemies. So I got on top of the truck and waited for all the zombies to get near to my vehicle so I can start shooting them in the head to preserve my bullets and not waste them. I made a grave mistake getting off the top of the truck and entering the building, as there were too many zombies for me to handle with just my machete, so I decided to get back in the vehicle and run the rest of them over. So after dealing with the zombies, I decided to go back in the building and start attacking the plague heart with my machete to preserve some ammo for enemies. After running out of the building again, I get back on top of the truck and wait for them all to come towards me so I can shoot them in the head. I proceed to start mag dumping the remaining bullets I had in them to the plague heart, and then going in with my machete and just going full focus on it to make sure I destroy it. And with that final slash, I was able to defeat the plague heart. Give me a new weapon, medicine, and Molotovs. After looting the plague heart, I decided to search the remaining things inside the building to see if there's any more materials I can salvage from the building. After loading the trunk up with all the goodies I was able to salvage from the building, I decided to start driving back to base. After successfully making it back from destroying the plague heart and back to base, I deposited my loot. I checked the character I was playing as into the infirmary to make sure that they would be able to heal from their wounds. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe as it helps greatly grow the channel and lets me know that you guys are enjoying this series.